I, I lost my spark. I don't know what to do. I'm wasting my life. I'm gonna die soon. Oh God, I have a lost soul. I'm a lost soul. Oh, I see the light. Is that the light? No, that's just my light. Oh my God.
We should release Luca.
We should release Luca,
I'm
yeah.
gonna die before Shrek 5.
Released on Disney Plus, Luca is Pixar's latest film that follows two sea monsters trying to win a race. And that's pretty much it. An attempt of trying something new, Luca departs from the usual Pixar-esque style and leaned into something more in the line of Studio Ghibli. To a degree where a lot have pointed out that the movie doesn't even look or feel like a Pixar film. If anything, Luca feels like an hour-long Pixar short. I mean, even clocking in an hour and 36 minutes is the shortest Pixar movie since the first Toy Story. But in spite of the sudden change, audiences seem to love the simplicity and innocence Luca has brought onto the table. And personally, I thought it was okay. I had fun with it. I mean, for Pixar standard, it's pretty average, but that's just because it's Pixar we're talking about here. Toy Story, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, Cars 2, Brick, The Good Dip, Cars 3, Coco! But with that said, is Pixar's new direction a welcome path for the fans, or is it a step back to what they once were? Well, let's find out. This is Disney Pixar's Luca. Our movie starts off with one of our main characters, Luca, a young sea monster who lives underwater with his grandma and father and mother? Two living parents? In a Disney film? Who are you and where's the real Disney? Here we're shown that his job is to be a shepherd and keep an eye on his family's, fish? This makes sense!
Giuseppe, get back here! You want to run off like your buddy Enrico? Well, because I've got news for you. He's either dead or he's out there somewhere.
Okay, that didn't really happen, but wouldn't it be funny if that was actually the fish he was talking about? Enrico, no, you had so much to live for! We're then introduced to Luca's family, his mom Daniela, his dad Lorenzo, and his grandma. No, really, that's the name they gave her. Took your sweet time on that one, didn't you, Disney? During their conversation, we find out that Luca's mother despises the surface and doubles down on how awful humans are, establishing that he should never go there.
We do not talk, think, discuss, contemplate, or go anywhere near the surface.
Now, one of the main takeaways I had from this is that the movie never really establishes why Luca's mom hates the surface so much. Lorenzo seems unconcerned about it, but then again it's probably because the writers forgot that he even existed. But I mean, even Grandma in the same scene straight up mentions that she went to the nearby human town to play cards, so it's not like it's a rule of their kind to be afraid of humans. Strange enough, I expected a sad, tragic backstory of a family member being snatched away from them, but no, she just hates humans. I mean, I do too. Have you seen them TikTok dances?
The B, it's M to 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 the B, bang.
Soon after, we meet our second main character, Alberto, another young sea monster, but this time lives in the surface in an island with his dad, who's currently away on a trip.
You live up here?
Yeah, me and my dad. He's not even here a whole lot, so I pretty much just do whatever I want.
Soon enough, he convinces Luca to come up to the surface, and day by day, they start to hang out.
Also known as bowling!
Now, note that we're about 15 minutes into the movie, and so far, everything has been pretty well set up. Luca wants to know about the surface, Alberto claims he knows a lot about the surface, Daniela hates the surface, Grandma has been to the surface, and Lorenzo has a mustache. Yeah, we don't really get to know Lorenzo all that well, but hey! Crap. With that in mind, get ready to hear one of the weirdest motivations any protagonist in Pixar has ever had. Are you ready? Alright. They want a Vespa. No, that's it. That's all they want. They want a scooter. It's so straightforward, it's hilarious. Take note that in Pixar we have a clownfish that swam across the ocean to save his son, a rat that can cook, and an old man flying his house using balloons, and yet this was the movie that made me go, well, that's just silly. And no, the Vespa doesn't symbolize Luca's dream of being free and happy. They literally just want to ride a scooter around the world. I just found it hilarious that I can't help but accept it as it is. Anyways, Luca's parents find out about his whereabouts, however, and decide that he should spend some time away from the surface.
You're going to stay with Uncle Ugo for the rest of the season.
No, I can't.
2 seasons then. Wanna go for 3?
Not wanting to leave for the depths, Luca runs away and hatches a plan with Alberto to find a Vespa in the nearby town called Portorosso and escape.
We'd swim right over to Vespa Town, track down Senor Vespa.
Wait, do you really think there's a Senor Vespa?
Makes sense, right?
Yes, continue.
The two swim into Portorosso and, disguised as humans, they begin their search for a Vespa.
It's Senor Vespa.
Here we meet the main antagonist of the movie, and honestly, not to be overdramatic here, one of the worst one-dimensional villains Disney and Pixar has ever made. ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ, or as I would like to call him, Skinner Jr. Oh come on, don't tell me that isn't a younger version of Skinner from ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ. I can't be the only one who says this.
Get my lawyer.
Yeah, but really, ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ is probably the weakest link in this movie, only because he's just there to be a dick to everyone. He's not really interesting, his one-liners aren't that memorable, or at least funny, and his interactions with his two henchmen omit more of a sad vibe than comedic. And I've seen comments from people saying that ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ being mean for no reason is a breath of fresh air for them, since most Pixar villains are written deep and conflicted. To that I say,
No! Bad moviegoer. Bad. Shame on you. Shame. Sit in the corner. You get a timeout.
if it were a different studio, we'd be railing them for such out-of-date writing, but leave it to us to praise Pixar for taking a step back in writing a lame villain. And why do you look like Skinner? Do all main people in France and Italy look like you? Is me confusing the two of you for each other considered racist?
Answer the question, damn it!
Our heroes get into a scuffle with ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ's crew, and Luca nearly gets exposed as a sea monster until...
Ercole, basta!
Oh, look who's here.
we meet Julia, a fellow resident of Portorosso. She swoops in, literally, to save the two and befriends them later on. The boys find out through Julia about a local race and its prize money.
Hello again.
Ciao.
Can we turn the money into something else? Something like...
That? No, but it could get you that.
Being certain that the prize money would get them the Vespa, they agree to join her team. The boys get invited over for dinner at Julia's place and then...
Tim Lockwood? From Sony?
Is that you? What are you doing here? Did Disney buy out your company too? I'm too scared to look this information up because it actually might be true and this joke might be dead in arrival. Here we meet Massimo, Julia's dad. He promises to pay for the entrance fee if they help him find fish for his business the next day. And I really like this gag here where you thought they were both alone in the room, but then Luca chimes in out of nowhere and we see that they're still in the kitchen. I don't know, it's this tiny detail that I think got overlooked. The next day, Daniela and Lorenzo come up to the surface to find Luca and bring him back home. I don't know why it took them this long to start looking for their one and only child, but hey, Disney's having a hard time processing a main character having two parents, so I guess we'll let it slide.
New personal best. Santo pecorino.
Well, there goes someone's flock. Luca, what the hell? You murderer! That's someone's life savings! The group signed up for the race, but not before getting harassed by Skinner Jr. and his goons.
I'm afraid your friends still need to pay the out-of-town weirdo tax.
Hey!
Listen, Piccoletto, I eat kids like you.
You what? You eat what now?
ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ, keep it in your pants, my guy. You're gonna get us in trouble. FBI, open up!
The next day, the group start with their training. Alberto with eating, Luca with cycling, and Julia with swimming. During the swimming session, however, they're interrupted as we get another scene with ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ trying to bully...
Or attempted murder? Holy shit, man, relax. You were this close to stabbing someone.
Ma sei matta, Julia? It is wool. It cannot get wet.
Then why'd you bring it into the boat, you jackass? Meanwhile, back in town, Daniela and Lorenzo continue to find for Luca in what I can assume is the dumbest way possible. They do so by trying to expose their sea monster child in broad daylight in front of hundreds of people who live in the town known for killing sea creatures.
Bye-bye.
The 1950s, where
or child abuse was okay. Now here's another plot piece that kinda bothered me. While hanging out, Alberto, for no reason, starts to hate Julia and becomes super clingy to Luca. This might sound like a simple jealous friend plotline, but this just comes out of nowhere. You were fine a minute ago. Massimo was the one who asked you specifically for help. Why the fuck are you making that face? While gone, Julia and Luca start talking about school and learning. This takes Luca's interest though, which then leads to Luca not wanting to travel with Alberto anymore, but instead go to school.
Ha! Nerd! Luca, sea monsters can't go to school. What do you think is gonna happen when they see your fish face?
Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck? You did it again! You nearly killed a kid! Alright, funny enough, although I hate ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ's character, I love the fact that he gradually gets more and more insane each time we see him on screen. How do you get from trying to soak someone in water to murdering them on plain sight? Days pass and the group continue with their training, and Luca's parents also continue with their search.
I don't know, Lorenzo. Was I too hard on him?
No, you were just trying to keep him safe. It's my fault. I wasn't paying enough attention to him.
That's what the writer said about you. Hey! Later on, during their training, Luca asks Julia about going to school. This annoys Alberto, which triggers him to go rogue and drive their bike off a cliff. Frustrated that Luca is choosing school with Julia over him, he outs himself as a sea monster. And I actually really like this scene, it's really good.
Time to goof around, huh?
Don't hurt us!
See? I knew this would happen!
Monster!
Right down to the color palettes, their animation, the scales, the water hitting from the back, and that face Alberto makes when Luca betrays him, it's so good. Alberto reveals himself as a sea monster, which attracts the hunters. Shocked that Luca didn't do the same, he swims off to the ocean, feeling betrayed. Later that night, however...
I mean, that's allowed, right?
Luca.
It should be fine.
Luca.
We're still okay.
Luca!
Now, what I like about this scene is that for a liar reveal moment, Julia doesn't really wallow in sadness all that long after finding out that Luca was a sea monster. In fact, initially she's just annoyed that she didn't piece the clues together. Instead, she urges Luca to leave town, but not because he hurt her feelings, but because Luca would literally get killed if anyone else were to find out. Kinda pokes more holes into his family's method of searching, but hey, that's not the point.
Do you think I want you to leave? This is the happiest I've... Look, it's just not worth it. Risking your life for a Vespa?
But yeah, I like what Disney and Pixar did here. Just pure logic and urgency. No wallowing in sadness, no characters crying, and no one alone and upset by a campfire. So Luca finds Alberto wallowing in sadness, crying alone and upset by a campfire. One step forward, two steps back there, Disney. Here we find that Alberto was actually abandoned by his dad a long time ago and he's been living on his own ever since. This gave Alberto abandonment issues and why the thought of Luca leaving him for school was too much.
I just thought that... maybe he'd change his mind. Honestly though, I get it. He's better off without me. You are too.
This inspires Luca, however, to attend the race and win the money for them to buy the Vespa. The following day, Luca would enter the race under his own team, facing against Julia and the rest.
The Portorosso Cup is about to begin! We know there's been a few sightings lately, but fear not! If any sea monsters show up today, we're ready for them!
Yes, there's been multiple sightings of rabid sea monster attacks for the past couple of days, but don't worry, Barnaby here will keep your young, very easy to snatch kid safe. Let's just hope she doesn't get a stroke before she does it. After a rough start, Luca would eventually take the lead and all things seem to be going well until it starts to rain.
Not now. Come on.
As all hope seemed lost, Alberto would come to Luca's rescue, bringing an umbrella, but that immediately gets spoiled by, guess who?
You two don't belong here. Get out of my town.
Alberto gets exposed as a sea monster in front of the whole town who, surprisingly, aren't running away after seeing a boy turn into a fish right before their eyes. Must be a Tuesday.
You're still okay.
Alberto, wait!
What exactly was your game plan, my guy? You just lost to a net. He gets captured by ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ, but Luca swoops in to save Alberto, outing himself too as a sea monster in front of the whole town. Again, no reaction there whatsoever? You're just gonna gasp? Okay, fine. And here we basically get your standard chase scene. They try to get to the ocean, ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ nearly kills them, Julia sacrifices herself to save the two, and ᵈᵒⁿ'ᵗ gets taken down. But in Lightning McQueen fashion, the two boys stop what they're doing and go back to help a friend.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm okay.
The gang gets cornered by fishermen, however, and see no means of escape. But as they seem to be fish bait, Massimo steps in and convinces the town that Luca and Alberto aren't monsters, but are in fact the winners of the race.
What?
We can't be the winners. They are not even people.
Signora Marsigliese?
Technically, legally, yes, they won.
Guys, there are literal fish people standing right in front of us. Why the fuck are we talking about technical rules of a bike race here? We are in the literal presence of an earth-shattering discovery and no one's calling National Geographic? Luca finally gets reunited with his family. The group are named the winners. Not you, Julia, you're in a different team. The town kinda collectively just says to fish people existing, and Hercules' goons finally turn their back on him.
Guido, Chicho. Oops.
Who the fuck are you? Luca and Alberto finally get their prize money and the two use it to buy a Vespa. Cut to a few days later and we see the gang in a train station, bidding goodbye to Julia as she's off to her school out of town. But apparently Alberto sold his Vespa to pay for Luca's fees to attend school with Julia.
You can go to school.
I can?
It's all arranged, actually. You'd stay with Julia and her mom.
Your friend talked them into it. It wasn't easy.
They show that his parents are okay with the idea, and once again, Disney is going to split our two main characters apart as an ending. Why is this a thing? Why? Why?
I can't do it without you.
But you're never without me. The next time that you jump off a cliff or tell Bruno to quit bothering you, that's me.
God damn it, Disney, why? What lesson is this?
How am I gonna know you're okay?
You got me off the island, Luca. I'm okay.
God damn it. Luca boards the train and the two finally go their separate ways.
Go, Luca! Go!
Oh, now you're just being annoying. You could have just removed the E and have it end on fin. You know, the thing the fish... Oh, you know, forget it. And that was Luca. So does it fit well with other Pixar films? I think it does. True, the style and story doesn't feel Pixar, but I think that's the point. They've shown that they're not shy in taking different creative directions, and this is just one of them. Though the story is simple, it's executed pretty well and most of the characters were likable. Most of them. Again, it's not up to par with the big names Pixar had come to release in the past, but this movie still serves its purpose well. Overall, you can sum up the movie as cute, and Pixar releasing something not too heavy and mostly feel good is actually a welcome sight, especially in times like these. I'm looking at you, Soul. It may not be a masterpiece, but it's still pretty good. And with that, I'm giving Pixar's Luca a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. I'll be uploading more soon. Bye!